Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About It. Today we're going to be about it, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to teach about it. One of the topics that is so dear to my heart today on the show today is we're going to be talking about the origin of black. Where did it come from? Who created it? Why is it so important today? In the society that we live today, many a times when we have conversation amongst each other or between each other, particularly the different races, we find ourselves in a place of indifference. But today I'm going to shed a little bit of light on this topic concerning the origin of the word black so that we can be a little informed and educated, so that we don't have confrontation, so that we don't have all of these other things that many times we have been taught that have been not only improper but untruthful. I want to talk to you today about the origin of the word black and how it is disposed in the society that we live today, and why it's so important that we have an education, be informed about it so that there is less confrontation, or it should be less confrontation. Many a times the only reason that there is confrontation is because those that do not have no knowledge or education and have been informed about the origin of the word black and how it applies to culture, and those that are in the culture, is because they have chosen, or they've been taught in such a background, or it's been somehow imposed upon them to be have a negative attitude or negative behavior towards black. But today I'm going to share it with all of you out there in video land and radio land and TV land, social media land, so that we can come to a place in society where we start understanding things before we start acting on things. Let us get familiar with what the word black means today. So let's get to it. Let's talk about it. You've heard this word your whole life, black. It's what they called us before they even knew us. But here's the truth. Words have power. I know that many of you have been told that it doesn't sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't hurt me. That sounds good. But when we start applying it to the society that we live in, words have power, and many a times they create behavior, some behavior that's wanted and some behavior that's not wanted. The truth about the word black is it didn't start with pain, it was given pain. And it didn't start with shame, it was given shame. It was taught shame. So today we're going to take a moment and we're going to go back a little bit in culture and time, and we're going to talk about black. Not just to the origin of a word, but to the origin of its power. And the reason for that is because when we hear the definition of black and how it was defined, many of us can attest to the fact that we have lived it, we've shaped it, we were it, we've heard it. But I want to share with you today that now it's time that we get to a place where we start reclaiming the meaning with purpose, with pride, and with truth. What do you mean by that, J Church? What do you mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is simple. Before you were ever called black, before it became a checkbox on a form, a category on the census, or a word loaded with a meaning, there was a time when it meant something completely different. I'm talking about the word black. What if I told you the word black wasn't always about color, race, or even identity? That its journey through language, empire, religion, and even resistance is a story the world rarely tells because they hope that you'll never ask. But today, we're going to shed some light on that. And why? Because we're asking. And by the time this video ends, each of you that have attended this platform, this session today, you'll never hear the word black the same way again. Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. Black. The origin of the word black. A word as old as language itself. A word that has shaped history, defined identity, and even sparked controversy at times. But where did it come from? And how did it become so powerful? And why is it so powerful? Let's go back. Let's go way back to a time before modern nations, before colonization, before racial categories. The English word black comes from the Old English word blæc, B-L-A-E-C, meaning dark, ink-like, or even black as a color. This word black was defined or even evolved from the Proto-Germanic blackes, which mean burned or charred, but the journey doesn't stop there. Dig deeper, and you'll find the Proto-Indo-European root blæc, B-H-L-E-G, which meant to burn, to shine, or even to gleam. That's right, the word black. The same root that gave us black also gave us flame, blaze, and bleach. So how did a word such as black become so associated with fire and light and become synonymous at the same time with darkness? You see, language is a living thing. It changes with the cultures that use it. And in ancient times, darkness wasn't evil. It was sacred. The blackness of fertile soil, the black night sky dotted with stars, the womb of the earth. And in many African nations and African cultures, even Asian and indigenous traditions, blackness represented life, mystery, wisdom, and even power. But things began to shift, and we're going to find out why. As Europe entered the Middle Ages, the symbolism of black started to change. Influenced by religious texts and medieval superstition, black began to be associated with sin, the unknown, and the devil. Black clothing became the uniform of mourning. Darkness was linked to fear. And slowly, black in itself came to mean not just the absence of color, but the absence of virtue. Now we're going to fast forward to the age of exploration and European colonization. As new lands were deformed and discovered and new people encountered, black was no longer just a shade or a symbol. It became a label. Europeans needed a way to justify the enslavement of millions of Americans. They needed to dehumanize them. So they reached for language. The word black was used to separate, to diminish, to control. Black became synonymous with savage, with inferior, with slave. It was no coincidence that the word white was lifted up as a pure, civilized, and holy, while black was made to mean the opposite. This wasn't just linguistic. It was systematic. It seeped into law, science, education, and culture, and even religion at times. Black people weren't just called black. They were told what black meant. It meant dangerous, dirty, less than. But here's where the story flips. Even while black people were under suppression, black people resisted. They resisted in the form of music, art, literature, and language. They redefined the word forced upon them that seemed to be evil and less than. In the Harlem Renaissance, the Civil Rights Movement, and today's Black Lives Matter movement, black has become a banner of pride. In the 1960s, a powerful phrase emerged: black is beautiful. It wasn't just about looks, it was about legacy, about reclaiming what had been distorted, about saying we define what black means now. And what's so interesting is today, black means bold, it means creative, it means strong, it means alive. It means a deep history of the African continent, the richness of culture, the rhythm of jazz, the soul of gospel, the power of protest. Black is not void, it's a present. Black is not the opposite of light, it contains light. Black is not what they told us it is what we know it to be. So the next time you hear the word black, pause and think about these things. Why? Because you're hearing the ancient echo of fires, the weight of history, the brilliance of survival, the power of reinvention. Black is not just a color, it's a story. And it's still a story, even today, that is still being rewritten. I just wanted to take a moment and share that with you today because it's truly important that we understand where the origin of the word black came from and how it should or should not be applied in culture today. I believe that you've been informed and educated, and I believe that if you've enjoyed that moment of information and education, if you would be so kind to take an opportunity to subscribe and hit that like button, because we want to educate people all over the world. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, your national origin, your background, your race. I believe this is very, very important, knowing the origin of black. Many that will see this may not agree. Many may not like it. But that's one thing that I've come to learn, that no matter the information or education, everyone is never, ever going to be in agreement. Education and information goes together, and it shall be successful together only for those that choose not to be ignorant to the information and education which is provided for them. Ignorance is not power. Education is power. And the acknowledgement of education is truly the gain of power. And I want to say to you today, now that you know the origin of black, we have a call to action. Don't let anyone ever tell you what black means in a negative way, because today you've seen that it's more than just a label. It's a legacy built on survival, brilliance, and struggle and strength. The word black didn't break any of us. We transformed it. So I tell you today that you need to walk in it boldly, speak it proudly, and know this: your story doesn't today start in the darkness, and it didn't start in the darkness. It started in death. And you are the light that gives the word black its meaning today and the meaning right now. So I say to you, you that are listening to this that can inform someone else about the origin of black, I want you to know right now, black is more than a word. It's a weapon, a mirror, a mystery, and a masterpiece still in progress. You know, they defined it for us many, many centuries ago. But today, we have to define it ourselves. Right now, black, it's ours to reshape, reclaim, and reimagine. If you felt the power of this truth, don't keep it to yourself. Like and subscribe, share and speak about it, be about it, and talk about it. And above all, never stop asking where words come from, because that's where freedom begins. Until next time, I love you. I appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. This is Jay Church. And until then, whatever topics you want to talk about, send them my way, and then we'll have an opportunity. So I say to you, until next time, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it going. You know the origin of black. Whatever else you want to know the origin of, it's possible to know it. Education and information runs together. So now, let's get it together. Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. Until next time, this is Jay Church signing off.